Hi, my name is Shane Reynolds. I'm with JMT. Today we're going to be talking about the PBF series press brakes. These are our basic line of high precision press brakes. We offer these machines in three sizes: an 8-foot 66-ton, a 10-foot 132-ton, and a 10-foot 220-ton. This machine is set up as a 3-axis machine, Y1, Y2, and X back gauge. This does come with the Delum DA52S, which we'll go through. This is a numerical control. The features of this brake, the open height on this particular model, on the 8-foot 66-ton, is 13.8 inches of open and 6.4 inches of stroke. Okay. All of them do have universal box clamps, and what that means is this will fit and will accept European tooling as well as American. The bottom die rail has a configuration on this brake with just a European, which is a 60 millimeter wide die rail. This can be also equipped with a universal die rail, which will hold American as well. Currently, as you can see, this does have a 4-way V-die in it, which would mean you would need, something similar to be able to capture that, which would be that die rail. Also, this does have the optional manual crowning. And every one of our lasers do have a safety laser. This is the ACAS, which rides below the bottom of the tool. So it shoots from here, rides below the tool, and the receiver is on that end. Has front sheet supports, on 2 of them per machine. The back gauge has 24.4 inches of travel. It does have manual R, which we can show it from the back side because we never put our hands through the machine, as well as manual Z1, Z2. So CNC controlled back and forth, which is your X. Z1, Z2, moving these, very simple to do, as well as R1 and R2, which is going to go up and down. Also, if you can see, the very rigid back gauge. It's not some sort of aluminum extrusion, very hard steel, durability, lasts a long time, plates going in, hitting the back gauge, can stand up to that. Machine also has a few E-stops or emergency stops. One is right on the pedestal right here. The other one is actually in the foot. If you push too hard, it will actually trip that, as you can see, just to reset on that. This is the Delum DA52S control. Very simple numerical control. And we're going to be going over just real quick some of the functionality and how easy this control is to use. As you can see here, the hand is basically manual mode. The arrow is your automatic or program mode to run a program. If we're in the manual screen, up here you'll see it gives you your readout for your Y and your X. X is your back gauge, Y is your ram coming down, of course. You can select your punch, die, put in your material, mild steel, stainless, aluminum, whatever it may be, your thickness of the material you're using, the length, which is actually the width of the machine that you're going to be doing, method, air bending, bottoming, and then these next two are kind of interesting. You got your correct core A and angle. Angle is the angle you're trying to achieve, which is a 90-degree bend. Say if it was open or closed, you can simply make a correction there and the ram will make an adjustment to meet that desired angle. After you, as you'll see here, I'm going to go through the arrows actually, and as I hit enter, this button here looks like an enter button, but it also kind of comes down. This button actually represents enter next, as I like to say, because every time I hit it, it's going to go down to the next line. So when I put in a 90-degree, it's going to automatically compute where Y1, Y2 is supposed to achieve. As you can see, it calculates down the mute point. This is the point where it comes down and mutes out the laser or turns off the laser to at a point where it's safe to do so without causing any injury. Decompression, your force, it's going to calculate how much force is going to be used, parallelism, and then obviously your x-axis and retract. Those go together for your retract. If you've got a negative flange and you've got to bend another one, once the press brake makes contact with the material, the back gauge is going to move up You know, if you put a 1-inch retract in there, after it clamps the material, the back gauge will get out of the way so that negative flange doesn't hit your back gauge fingers. So we'll take that back to 0. Opening, if you got a bunch of parts, how high or how much you want the ram to open up. You can control the speed as well as the decompression speed and dwell time. The neat thing here is between decompression speed and decompression in distance, this is if you had a big piece of plate that you had on your machine. If you were bending, you know, a 8 foot wide sheet of 1/4 inch plate, it's going to be very heavy, and when it bends, say a 90-degree bend, it's going to, after it makes its bend on a typical machine, it would come slam down on your front sheet supports. The decompression speed and decompression distance is once it actually makes that bend and gets to its final point to make, say, a 90-degree, it's actually going to very slowly come out of that bend, which enables that plate to, when it's up in the air, to actually just lay back down on your sheet supports, and then the ram can get out of the way. Again, you can take that back to safety and a one-man operation where you have to have guys messing with a plate or forklift or overhead crane of that sort. So, I mean, real quick, a lot of people want to know, you know, how easy is it to walk up to a machine and make a bend? I don't need to make a bunch of programs. I have one bend, I got to walk up. How easy is that to do? And we kind of just went through that, but it's, you would put in, you know, you select your punch and die, put in your material thickness, and I think I've got a piece right here. And I measured this with calipers earlier. So it's a 040, you know, basically galvanized. It's 12 inches. We're going to air bend, we're going to make a 90-degree, and you'd simply just go through there once it's there. Emergency restart, which is, you know, your e-stops. If there was one that was pushed like that, it would actually turn off. So emergency restart, start your pump. And once we have verified everything we want, we're actually going to change this to 3 inches. Not that it really matters, but we'll bend it this way. With a 2-inch flange. Put my safety glasses on. Safety first, kids. Put your material in there. It's going to come down, it's going to clamp it, go through the mute point. Pretty close to 90 degrees, I would say. So very simple. You walk up to the machine, you've got one bend. You know, depending on your application, you're going to have guys all across the shop that might have to, you know, interrupt production to bend something, and they need to be able to walk up and do that. Very simple control to use. Obviously, you can make programs on here. Very simple. It keeps your program stored. Once you get those in there, you can recall it based on what you want to name it. If it's a drawing number or something you make up, it doesn't really matter. Once you can go back to manual and programming, very simple. Very popular control. That is some of the features of the JMT PBF 2560 press brake today. If you'd like more information, please go to our website, JMT USA, to get more information or locate a representative in your area.